Hey guys, thanks for joining me again, and today we're going to be talking about two Wonder Woman busts. These aren't any ordinary busts. These are absolutely insane busts with insane lifelike features, and you've probably seen them floating around. You probably know Infinity Studios, you probably know Queen Studios, and they both make busts that are absolutely just crazy. I mean, let's look at this one. So we're going to be talking about both today. So let's go ahead and start with the Queen Studios. Here we go. This is actually up for pre-order. These busts are insane. I mean, have you ever seen busts like this? I mean, they are so lifelike. They are making the busts so crazy real these days. I mean, you can't even tell the difference between fake or real. So when you get into busts like this, I mean, this kind of is still in the realm of a collectible, but on the other hand, it's in the realm of art. So hence the price, $2,900. Yeah, it's a hefty price. But what you're getting is just something I've never seen before. I mean, $2,900, I mean, just imagine the skill and the crafting you have to put into this just to make it the way it is. So anyway, this one is by Queen Studios. This is a front-facing piece. So let's go to the Facebook page because they did put a little bit of details on this one. Queen makes awesome pieces. I mean, they're Loki, they're Thanos. If you've seen the Thanos, it's insane. Anyway, product update. They're still work in progress, but here we go. The 1-to-1 Wonder Woman bust, 69 centimeters. So it's just about the same as the Queen, or not as the Infinity Studios Wonder Woman, because that one's 73, I think. So it's silicone, so all the skin there is going to be like silicone rubber. Artificial hair, so the hair, very lifelike though. Glass eyes and resin base. Now one thing that I do like about this is the base. It's very ornate, it's very detailed, and it just has a lot of, how should I say, it's just very ornate, just like a lot of art went into this, basically, what I'm kind of saying. Kind of gives it a modern type feel. So it's, it has a modern characteristics to it in comparison to the bust. And the reason I bring that up is because the Infinity Wonder Woman has a totally different base. Let's look at that real quick. But I don't want to get into too much detail yet. So look at this base here. Very old school looking. They made it have a weathered type look, which is cool, and it matches the whole bust. But when you look at the Queen Studios, very different. So it separates the stand from the actual piece, as opposed to this one, it almost seems like it's just one piece there. So I don't know which one I like better. In all honesty, I kind of like this. So it kind of separates the two. Anyway, let's go back to this. There is still no edition size for this yet. The edition size is still to be determined. So, I think what they're waiting on is how many pre-orders they're actually going to have. So, and just to make note of this, look where the breast line is, and you can see where the bust ends there. So anyway, $2,900 plus shipping, you're probably looking around $3,100 or so. Very hefty, but definitely showstopper. This is going to get all the attention. So anyway, they do use the high-grade silicone in these. So if you use the tin type silicones, those tend to shrink, crack, dry out. But when you use the platinum silicone, it is supposed to last a long time. They say 45 years. So I was kind of reluctant because, I know how silicone is, but, I know what the cheap silicone is, not the good stuff. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it for the Queen Studios. I mean, you've probably seen this, it's been out for a while. It's still available to order. So let's go ahead and look at the Infinity Studios piece, and there it is. Very similar, but a little different. So the target price of this is $3,100 to $3,400, I think. Let's go back. They actually just updated their information on their website or on their Facebook there. So 73 centimeters, it's a tiny bit taller. The deposit's going to be $900. It has been addition to $580, so that's pretty cool that they actually gave a number for that. $32.99 plus shipping, so probably looking around $35, $34. So fourth quarter of 2020 is when you're going to get it, so you're going to have to wait a while, as opposed to the Queen is going to be, I believe it was May of 2020. So they're both going to be a long wait, but this one's going to be a little longer. Pre-orders for this Infinity piece have started. That was supposed to be 8 a.m. US time, 8 p.m. Beijing time, because Beijing is 12 hours ahead, but I looked on the Queen site, it is not available for the pre-order, just for the notification. Spec Fiction is usually the first one, and no pre-orders yet, so I hope this is not going to be just a China thing. Because, there's only 580, so, and this thing is pretty badass. Okay, where were we? Let's just go for look at a few other features. A few cool things about this. Let's see, I wonder if they put it on here. This one actually uses real hair. Artificial hair, real hair. I don't know how much of a difference that's going to make, but that's cool that they put the time in. Real hair, that's actually pretty cool. Just gives it a little more lifelike features. I'm trying to see the little details on this thing. Okay, well anyway, it basically is going to be real hair. It's going to be the silicone, high-grade silicone, as well as I believe they said this one was a polystone. So I think I'm going to have to get a confirmation on that, but I'm pretty sure it was polystone. Is there any details here? No details. I'm pretty positive. Okay, so I said make note of the breast line on the Queen Studios. Look at the breast line here. So you can see you get a lot more torso with this one. So I think the other one was 69 inches, this one's 74. So you're probably getting a little more torso, those centimeters probably added on here. And I think the Queen Studios piece actually, does that have a taller stand? No, it doesn't look. I think it's just a bigger torso there. So you are getting a little more torso. Drawback for me was the stand a little bit, fractionally. And this one, another plus on this one, look at that. Look at the back. Fully sculpted back, realistic as opposed to the Queen. This is actually pretty cool too, but this one has a shield on the back. But if I was displaying this in a 360 view cabinet, I would definitely want to pick this one. That's just awesome. Don't you think? I mean, I swear this is something I've never seen before. So this one is kind of, you're going to display this in kind of a sideways fashion, maybe a 45 degree. Because I think if you put this front facing, it's going to look kind of funny, I think. I mean, yeah, just look like she's flexing her arm or something. So, essentially, this one has a little bit more cost, $300, but I think you're getting a little more work on the back. You're getting the real hair, and you're getting the polystone base there. Not the base, yeah, the base, or her suit there. Really cool. So I think this one's worth the money. And if you look at the side view, all this muscle flexion, and right here in her armpit and everything is just like, you're getting a little more detail on this one, in my opinion. More skin work. So this is going to be a tough decision. I'm still debating if I'm going to get this or not. I really want it. I really like it, but it's just a lot of money. But you got to think that it's kind of an art piece too. So I wouldn't think of it as an expensive toy. I would think of it as more as like a sculpture by an artist or something. Because I mean, to me, that's what it is. It's pretty cool. Anyway, not for pre-order yet, and this one is supposed to be displayed at Comic-Con, which is cool, which I'm going, so I'll definitely make a video on that. And this is supposed to be for sale on the Sideshow site, which is not, and I contacted Sideshow, and they had no information that it actually was going to be sold on their site, so I was a little confused about that. Maybe that was all just rumor or something. So we'll see how that goes, because I do like to order through Sideshow. It makes me feel safer ordering through them. Their customer service is so good. So we'll see what happens. But I'm really going to have to look at these two and compare, because I'm still undecided there. Undecided. I don't know. What do you guys think? Here, let's do a quickie. Let's go to the... So you got this, or this. I almost feel like I have to print this out and kind of put it up on my display to see. Now, I think if I bought this one, it's a little shorter. Remember, we got a shorter torso. So you're probably getting less bust in comparison to this being taller and probably wider, a little more action going on. So this one's going to take more space, the Infinity Studios, as opposed to this is going to be more compact. This one has a little more action in it in comparison to this, but both really cool. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to really think about this, but I think I'm definitely going to get one. I mean, I've already delved into one of these. I got the Thanos. I saw the Thanos. Let me show you that. You've probably seen this. That's freaking awesome. But you know, in comparison to the Wonder Woman, I really think the Wonder Woman is a lot more work, because there's more skin detail as opposed to just the face on this one. I mean, this is all cool as armor and everything, but in comparison for the price, I think you get more for your money with the Wonder Woman there. I mean, don't you think? Well, anyway, these are absolutely insane. I love these. I really hope I can get one. I'm a little overextended on these pre-orders, man. They just are building up and building up. Really got to prepare. It's all going to come a crash in December, January. So I need to get prepared for these, and it's going to be an exciting Christmas. Okay, to conclude our videos, we're going to do a quick comparison of the two. Just some pros and cons that will help you in your decision. If you decide to buy one of these, I'm sure you're kind of driving yourself crazy. So let's go through a few things. So the Infinity Studios bust is 73 centimeters and the Queen is 69. So it's a little taller. The Infinity one is taller. So you're going to get a little more product there. Skin detail is also a plus with the Infinity because, you know, you got the fold back. Anytime you add a bunch of skin detail, the price goes up substantially, and plus you get a lot of the muscle flexion on the arms and the neck. So to me, that's a big part of this in comparison to the Queen. Although it's awesome skin detail, you know, I think there's just less detail than the Infinity. And as well as the back, as we mentioned, is covered with the shield. You're going to get real hair on the Infinity bust and artificial hair on the Queen. And on the Infinity, you're going to get a little more bust. So it almost goes down to her waist in comparison to the Queen. It's cut off at the breast line. So I think when you go bust-wise, it's going to be a little bit shorter on the Queen. The stand's a big part, so in my opinion. So the Queen actually gets this one because it's a very ornate metallic type stand and it separates it from the bust. So it's two different pieces, so you want the attention to go to the actual bust rather than the stand, although, you know, it is part of the piece. But unlike the Infinity seems like it's all one piece, the bust and the stand together, and the stand has a more of a cheaper, rugged look. I think that's what they're going for, but it doesn't separate the two. So ETA wise, Infinity, you're going to get it. It's going to take longer. It's going to be November or the fourth quarter of 2020, almost 2021 there. So you can get 6 months earlier on the Queen bust, which is May of 2020. And then the edition size. So edition size is 580 for the Infinity, to be arranged on the Queen. So you don't know what that's going to be. It could be in the thousands, you never know. And the most important factor is the action pose of the Infinity. I think that's the coolest part of that. You know, she's flexing her muscles, she's flexing her neck, she has her arm stuck out there. It's like she's actually doing something. She actually has her lasso in place. She has a pose of action. In comparison to the Queen, she's kind of just sitting there. So her arms aren't flared out. They're just right there in front of her. So it's going to be more compact. And maybe that's what you want. Maybe you're, you know, starving for shelf space, or maybe you want a smaller piece. But in general, I think the Infinity piece is just going to be more flared, more action, more flexing. It's just going to be a bigger, badder piece, in my opinion. So hopefully that helps you if you decide that you're going to buy one of these, or maybe you'll buy both, who knows. So that's my comparison. And of course, you're going to pay a little bit more for the Infinity, $300 more. So you got to take that into consideration as well. So that is my comparison. Anyway, we're going to conclude there. If you like my video, please subscribe, and I do appreciate it. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.